Okay. So one foot in front of the other, doesn't matter which, like I said. Make sure you're evenly balanced on your sits bones. And before we get into our breath work, I just want to take a moment and assess a little bit of our hip flexibility before we even get started with our motion. So that way we can kind of assess whether or not we're increasing our flexibility as we go through the class. So with the one foot in front of the other, I'm going to have you bring it up to your calf muscle. See how that feels sitting up as tall as you can, keeping your spine straight. And then bring it up onto your thigh. When your foot is against your thigh, you're trying to work the knee down towards the floor as well to see how that feels in your hips. If it's uncomfortable, that's okay. You can always bring it back down a level. And we're going to do the same thing on the other foot. So starting with the other foot in front now. Bring it up to your calf muscle, allowing the knee to drop. And then bring it up to your thigh. Allow the knee to drop. See if it feels the same on both sides, or if you might feel a little bit of extra tension on one side versus the other. And then we'll return it back to the floor so that we're allowing both of our knees to be as close to the floor as possible. From here, we're going to sit up as tall as we can, lifting through our spine, lifting through our rib cage. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. We're placing our hands in front of our knees, and we're going to lead with the chest, extending forward as far as we can until we feel that need to round out the back or to hunch over, and hold it here, paying attention to where you are. Inhale, and on your next exhale, now we're going to allow ourselves to round out the upper back, and we're actually reaching forward, extending, dropping our head down, and just see how close you can get to the floor here. Notice what muscle groups are keeping you from fully extending or fully getting down to the floor. Use your exhale to relax those muscle groups. See if you can't sink just a little bit more. Take one more deep breath, and then gently walk your hands back towards your feet. And now we're going to change our foot position so that the other foot is in front. We're going to do exactly the same thing. So let's inhale, lift through the rib cage. Make sure you're evenly situated on both sides of your body. We're placing our hands in front of our knees, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Hinge forward with your hips. See what stops you. Get to that point where you feel like you can't go anymore without rounding out. Take note of where you are in space right now. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, and on the exhale, walk your hands out and actually allow your upper back to round, dropping the forehead down towards the floor. See how far you can get. Pay attention to what muscle group stops you from moving forward. See what feels the tightest, and use your breath. Inhale, bring your awareness to that muscle group. Exhale, see if you can't just relax it a little bit more, and maybe sink down just a little bit more. We're going to do this at the end of class as well, so you can see if you've increased your flexibility at all throughout. Gradually walk your hands back to center. And now we're going to place our palms down on our knees, palms down, the grounding, a sense of grounding. Palms in is a sense of receiving. So we're going to go palms down here, trying to ground ourselves in our breath. Close your eyes and inhale, raise your shoulders. Exhale, drop your shoulders down. Continue to raise and lower your shoulders as you inhale and as you exhale. And take this moment to commit to being present, to being here and now on your mat. Focus on the breath. If your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to the breath and to the body. Take a few moments for yourself to place your to-do list outside. Place your memories of earlier in the day or earlier in the week outside. We're right in the center of our week. So let's be as present as we can be here and now, right in the middle. And then let's open our eyes. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. As you exhale, your right arm is going to reach down to the side of your mat, and the left arm reaches up over so that your forearm is close to your upper arm is close to your ear, and your right hand is sliding out as far as you want it to go. We really want to be dropping our right rib cage down towards the mat so that we're opening as much as we can through the side of the left hip. Take a few deep breaths here. Use your exhale to relax through the side of the left hip. You can walk your hand out as far as you can. I invite you to get out of your comfort zone, stopping right before you feel discomfort. So we're out of the comfort zone, we feel some stretching, a light pull, but we're not in that pain territory. If you're ever in a territory where you feel pain, you can either leave the pose or you can let up a little bit in the pose, creating a little less space. So you pick. Inhale, let's bring both hands up. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, and we're just gently going to walk it out to the side. Right arm reaches up and over, upper arm close to the ear. Keep walking that left hand out as far as you can while you're out of your comfort zone, but not in the pain zone, opening up through the right side of the hip. Keeping the chin lifted, we don't want to hang our head. Keep pushing that right hip down towards the floor to increase the amount of space between the right hip and the bottom right rib, dropping the left rib cage down towards the mat. Take one more inhale, exhale, relax fully through the side of your body. Inhale, bring it up to center. Bring the hands down to the knees. And now we're going to exhale, rolling forward, hinging forward from the hip. Inhale, bring it right back up. So we're making a circle. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, bring it back up. And as we rotate our torso around our hips, when we lean to the right, we're pressing our left knee down. When we lean to the left, we're pressing our right knee down, just to keep our knees right where they need to be. And when you reach the top, go ahead and change directions, making a few more of these rolls. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. Follow your breath. So if you're breathing quickly, you might be moving quickly. If you're breathing slowly, that movement might be a lot slower. Let's bring it up to center. And now we're going to go into a hands and knees pose. So tabletop, back is flat. We're looking forward. Take your time getting there. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. You're looking forward. And as we exhale, we're lifting through the center of the spine. This is cat pose. Use your abdominals to exhale. Drop the tailbone under. And as you inhale, you're dropping your belly down towards the floor, looking up to the ceiling, lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling. So we exhale into cat, inhale into cow, and let's constantly flow between the two. So we're never stopping in the pose. We're constantly flowing from one to the next, using our breath to dictate when it's time to change. So we inhale into cow and exhale into cat. And really just take a moment here to connect your breath with your movement. Remind yourself of your commitment to be present in this moment on this mat. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring the toes together, open the knees a tiny bit, and then sink down to the mat, forehead to the mat. Take a few deep breaths here, opening up through the lower back, relaxing the face. Relax the chest down towards the mat. Relax the arms. Allow yourself to be heavy on the mat. Take note of your lower back. Do you feel any tightness, anything that you could release with an exhale? Are you holding tension in your shoulders? Try to relax the muscles in between the shoulder blades and the spine. And don't forget to relax the facial muscles as well. Rolling back up, we're going to extend our hips forward. We're going to slowly drop down so our belly touches the floor. And we're looking down at the floor. The nose is just about 2 inches above the floor. From here, we're bringing the fingertips up to the shoulder level. And we're gently going to look up and press up till your bottom rib is touching the mat. And that's the only part. Your bottom rib and below are against the mat. We're keeping our toes glued to the mat. Now let's drop our shoulders away from the ears. You're going to feel a lot of muscles in the lower scapula working to do that. Lift through the chin. Push through the hands. Keep the elbows glued to your sides. Hold it here. You're going to be feeling your lower back work eventually. Also some of the muscles in your upper back. The more you squeeze your elbows towards one another, the more you work the muscles responsible for good posture in the upper spine. The more you push your shoulders away from the ears, the more you're working through your lower scapula area, your lats. And because we're lifting our body off of the mat, keeping our toes glued to the mat, looking up, your lower back and glutes are working as well to stabilize and keep your body right where you're holding it. And gently press back down, forehead towards the floor as you exhale. And now we're going to go through this with our breath. So we're flowing between our inhale and exhale. So we're going to inhale, press up just to the bottom rib, maybe a little higher if you want. Exhale, bring it back down, forehead to floor. Inhale, raise up, keep the toes glued to the floor, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, drop down. Think about your form. Keep your elbows nice and tight, glued to the sides of your body. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. And use your inhale as your belly fills with air, as your lungs fill with air. We're not filling our belly with air. As you fill your lungs with air, feel your body rising naturally and just help it to rise along. And as you exhale, it's like a balloon deflating. We're falling back down to the mat, but we're controlling it using our arms. So you're going to use all of the muscles in your back to do this exercise appropriately. And then you're also using your triceps in the backs of your arms. But this is really great for the lower spine, not only strengthening the back, but also keeping our vertebrae in alignment. This is a great exercise for keeping your vertebrae aligned, keeping your discs healthy. Take one more inhale, looking up, and we're going to press up as far as we can now, straightening those arms, rolling the hips back, walk the hands back, sit back on the heels, lean forward. We're back to child pose, forehead to the mat. Open up through the lower back, relax between the shoulder blades, allow your shoulders to drop down towards the mat, creating even more space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Relax the face. We worked the back a lot right there. Even though it might not have felt like you were lifting 50-pound dumbbells or something, you were working a lot of the stabilizers in your whole back. So make sure that you use these exhales to relax through the lower back as well, because we're not done yet. One more inhale, one more exhale, and then we're going to roll up, tuck the toes underneath, lift through the hips, walk the hands back towards the toes, back roll up one vertebrae at a time so that we're in a standing position, or any other way that you'd like to bring it to a standing position is fine. We're going to come to the front of our mat, and let's just practice standing. So when we stand, we take it for granted that we're doing it correctly. But if we don't stand properly, if we don't have our spine in a good alignment when we're just standing, we're going to perpetuate different muscle imbalances when we're in line or just standing still. So let's make sure we're doing it properly. We want a straight line from our ear to our shoulder, to our hip, to our knee, to our ankle. We want our shoulders to be relaxed and away from the ears. We want to squeeze our glutes slightly, rolling the tailbone under slightly, so that when we do that, you'll feel your lower abdominals contract and engage to keep your lower back supported. Our spine is like a line, and it rests upon our hips, our sacrum, which is like a triangle at the base of that line. So you want to make sure we're creating a good foundation to hold our spine up so that we can relax our shoulders, we can relax our arms and feel like we're still in good posture. We want to keep our upper back muscles slightly engaged, so we're going to pick our shoulders up, pull them back towards one another slightly to make sure we're in good alignment. And then we want to make sure that our thighs are straight lines so that we're not turning our knees in or out. Finally, we want to make sure that our weight is evenly distributed on the right and the left and on the front and the back. So once you're in this position, notice all the muscles that are actually working to keep you in a standing, relaxed state. And now we're going to inhale, reach our arms up. When we reach up, we want to contract the lower abdominals a little bit more, roll the tailbone under, keep the glutes engaged. And now we're going to extend back. We're going to look up, lifting our throat to the ceiling, pointing our arms up to the ceiling. If you're comfortable here, great. If you want to get a little bit more out of the comfort zone, keep the glutes engaged as you reach back, following the ceiling with your eyes, going back as far as you can comfortably. The back of your head is resting against your trapezius muscle that's spaced right at the top of the upper back between the shoulders. Keep reaching back, but as you do, keep your glutes engaged to protect your lower back. See how far you can go. Keep reaching, and then gently bring it back up, lifting the chin, bringing the arms down. Roll your shoulders out. That act of looking up engages the back of the neck, and those muscles are important to keep strong. Let's go into a sun salutation now. Inhale, reach up, look up. Keep the glutes engaged. Exhale, fold forward. As we inhale, we're going to step the right foot back. As we exhale, we're stepping both feet back so that we're in a plank position. Inhale, hold your plank. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Control it. Inhale, lift up into baby cobra. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Look up. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, step the leg forward. Inhale, hold it here. Exhale, bring the feet together. We're back to forward fold. Inhale, back roll up one vertebrae at a time. Reach the arms up, palms come together as we exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, back to fold. Inhale, left leg steps back into lunge. Exhale, both legs step back into plank. Hold your plank as you inhale. And as you exhale, bend the elbows. Bring it down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg raises. Exhale, step it forward into lunge. Hold your lunge as you inhale. And as you exhale, step the feet together. Inhale, back roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Palms together. Exhale down. Let's increase our speed if you wish. If not, go at your own pace. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale to plank. Keep your plank as you inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg raises. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, hold it here. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, back roll up. Palms together at the top. Exhale, down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, feet step back to plank. Hold your plank as you inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg raises. Exhale, step forward. Hold it as you inhale. Exhale, feet come together. Inhale, back roll up one vertebrae at a time. Palms together, exhale down and hold it here. Close your eyes. Rest in the stillness when your body stops swaying. Focus your mind on your breath as you inhale and exhale. Be present here and now on the mat. Be kind to yourself. As we go into some more difficult poses today, remember that one pose can look 100 different ways on 100 different people. So there's no right or wrong way to do something as long as you feel safe and as long as you're not in pain. Open your eyes again. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale down to fold. Inhale, right leg is stepping back. And now we're going to drop that right leg down to the floor, flatten the foot against the mat. This is a low lunge position. We're going to step our hand, our left hand is going to come inside of the left foot, and we're going to walk our left foot out to the side. So from the front, it's going to look just like this. From here, we're working to drop our right foot down to the floor, and we're trying to open our left knee now. So I want you to open your left knee. See how that feels as you open the knee out to the side. And if you wish, you can drop down to your forearms. If you don't wish, you don't have to, so you can keep your hands straight. Whatever feels right to you. Find some version of this lizard pose that you wish to keep. So working the knee out to the side if that feels okay. Maybe working the hands down to forearms. But we want to make sure that we're dropping this hip, the right hip down to the floor too. Engaging through the upper back, looking forward. Take one more deep breath here. And then gently bring the knee back in. Gently walk the hands outside of the foot. You can walk your foot towards the center. And from here, we're going to plant our right hand down into the floor. Right toe turns under as we lift through the leg. And we're going to rotate our body to the left so that our wrists are stacked, one wrist on top of the other. Hold it here. And if you feel safe, bring that raised arm behind your back. Raise the right hand up and place the right forearm on the outside of the left thigh as leverage so we can press and rotate our body. If you don't want to do any of those things, you can hold yourself in this position or make it easier by dropping that right knee back down to the floor. Gently undo that pose. So let's bring our hands back so they're flanking our foot. Knee is up in the air, and we're going to step back into a plank position. Holding that plank briefly. Let's focus on our plank form. We're keeping our upper back engaged, looking forward, pulling our hands back towards our toes, pulling our toes towards our hands so that you feel your core engaging. And we're not hanging our head down. From here, bend the knees, drop down, sit back into child pose, and relax. Take a few deep breaths right here. Remind yourself to be present. When we do new poses or poses that have a potential to be uncomfortable, we sometimes forget to be present because we're really just focusing on how we look, how this feels, focusing on sometimes the stress of the pose itself. So this is your chance to just reconnect. Remind yourself to be present. Don't be hard on yourself if something is difficult. And from here, we're going to round out the back so that we are in cat pose. As we exhale, inhale, drop down to cow pose. One more time, we exhale into cat, looking down. And now we're going to get into our perfect downward facing dog by raising into cow pose. So our tailbone is up in the air. From here, we're turning the toes under, pushing through our hands. So our knees are pretty bent. For this downward facing dog, you can walk your hands back slightly and then try to open through the knees if you wish. From here, we raise the right leg, step it forward into a lunge. So back to lunge position, but on the opposite side. From here, we're going to drop that back knee down, flatten the foot, keep dropping the left hip down towards the floor. And now we're going to step our right hand inside of the right foot. Walk our right foot out just a little bit. And this is the point where we try to work our knee out to the side and maybe drop down to the forearms. See how it feels. If you feel like you're really hunching your upper back when you're down on your forearms, you might not quite be there with shoulder flexibility or with your hips allowing you to drop down a little bit more. So it might be a little easier to raise your arms up. You want to make sure that you're in good form so that we're not hunching or rounding out the upper back. As you noticed when I did it, I did round out my upper back. So I'm not quite there flexibility-wise. But if you feel like this is too easy and being on your forearms is a little bit too difficult, your other option would be to walk your hands a little bit farther forward so you can drop your chest a little bit closer to the floor, and it gives you a happy medium. Take note of what kind of muscle tightness you're feeling. What's holding you back from sinking into this pose a little bit more? Is it something that you can fix through flexibility training? Or is it something that's physiological? Maybe it's something that you can't really fix. So then we accept that this is what this pose looks like for us, and that's okay too. There's no wrong way. From here, we're gently going to pull that knee back in. We're going to walk the foot in, right foot comes in, your hands flank your feet again. And now we're going to tuck the left toe under, raise the knee off of the floor, and now we raise the right arm so that our right arm is over our left arm, back leg straight and strong. If you like this pose, but you want to take it a step farther, you can bring your right arm behind your back, and then you could lift your left, pressing your left forearm against your right thigh as you rotate towards the front of the room. But it's okay if you want to keep your hand on the floor and your arm raised. You could even drop that back knee down to give yourself a little bit more stability. So these poses are all forgiving. Find the parts of it that work for you. Get rid of the parts that don't. Make sure that you don't feel pain, but you do feel out of your comfort zone. From here, return the hands to the floor. We're going to step our left foot forward so that we're back to fold, and we're going to back roll up. One vertebrae at a time, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach up, palms together, exhale down. Let's take a few steps so that we're in the center of our mat. Our feet are wide, our toes are out. We're going to inhale up. And we're going to exhale down to the floor. As we exhale down to the floor, we're turning our tailbone up, maybe even bending the knees slightly to protect the lower back. Drop your head down, relax your face, relax your jaw. Let your arms hang at their sides. Take a few breaths here, reminding yourself to be present in the moment here on the mat. And then, as you inhale, see what muscle groups are holding you back from folding a little bit farther forward. Maybe it's your hamstrings, maybe it's your lower back. As you exhale, try to relax those muscles so you can sink a little bit farther into the pose. Don't forget to relax your face here. Relax the muscles in between the shoulder blades. Do a quick inventory mentally of the muscles in your body. See if you're holding tension or tightness anywhere. And use your exhale to try to relieve that tension. Maybe you can get a little farther. From here, let's bend both knees, hands to the thighs, back rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders back, bring the feet closer together. Take a few steps here. We're going to work on a little bit of stability for our legs next. So we're going to inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, sit back as if in an imaginary chair. Hips are back, back is flat. I feel stable in my knees. So go ahead and hold that pose. But if this is one that gives you trouble or you feel like you can't quite get low, then you can use a chair to give you a little bit of an assist. So the best way to practice this pose to get stronger is to stand in front of a chair, sink down into it, and keep going until you feel the chair and see if you can't just hold it there. When you can't hold it anymore, actually sit down, take a few deep breaths, and then raise it right back up. And then sit down, and you're just lifting your hips right above the seat. That will help you to gain strength in the quadriceps, so you're still holding your chair pose. That will help you gain strength in the quadriceps, but also it allows you a little bit more depth so you can get lower into your chair pose when you use an actual chair. So we're all in chair pose. Sorry I held you there for so long. Let's inhale, reach up, exhale, arms down, step it out. Let's do it again, but we're going to add a balanced twist to this one. Again, if you want to use a chair, you can always have one behind you for safety. Inhale, reach up, exhale, sink down. And now we're going to raise the right foot, holding it there. If you don't feel safe, you can also have your toe touching the floor. Make sure that your left knee is bent and stabilizing. You might feel your ankles wobbling. Hold it here. One more inhale, one more exhale, and then stand up. Go ahead and put that foot back on the floor. Take a few steps, get the blood flowing through your quadriceps and glutes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink down. I think you know what's coming. Let's be thankful that we have two legs. Let's raise our left leg, balancing on the right. Hold it here. Keep that knee bent. Right knee is bent, left leg's just hovering. If you want to have a light toe on the floor, you can for balance. It makes you feel a little safer. Inhale, exhale, and release. Foot down on the floor, step it out. Take a wide stance with your legs. Inhale up, As we exhale, we're bringing our elbows down the goalpost and bending both knees, holding this position. Let's place weight in our heels and pull our feet together as if we're trying to slide our feet together even though they're not moving. Hold this pose. And now from here, we're going to raise the heels off of the floor. So we're in a tiptoe pose. Hold it here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Drop the heels down, drop the hands down, lift the tailbone. Take a breath. Relax through the legs, relax through the lower back. Look for any tension you might be holding in your body. Then from here, bring your hands to your thighs. Back roll up one vertebrae at a time. As we step back to the front of the mat, inhale up. Exhale back down the chair. We love chair pose today. Sink the hips back. Keep your back flat. Hold it here. Keep your core engaged. Let's go a little lower. Now we're slowly going to lower all the way down to the floor. See if your heels can stay on the floor as you drop down into this really tough squat. If they don't, that's okay. We'll talk about that. Then whenever you're ready, you can just drop it down. Have a seat on the floor so that you're on your sits bones. Heels are against the floor, keeping your back flat. Reach your arms forward so that they're parallel to the floor. Keep your core engaged. We're actually turning our tailbone up slightly to keep the lower body engaged. Take a nice deep breath in. Fully inhale. And now we're going to fully exhale. One vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Slowly as you can. And when you reach the floor, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, let's straighten the legs. Feel your body open through the rib cage, through the chest, through the hip flexors. Take one more deep breath in. And now as you exhale, you're going to lift the legs up to the ceiling. If you wish, you could also bend your knees if that feels a little bit better on your lower back. So I'll do the modified demonstration on your next exhale. As we exhale, we're dropping our heels down to the mat. As we inhale, we open through the rib cage, open through the hip flexors. And now as we exhale, we're powering forward with our upper body, reaching out to the toes. Inhale, reach up all the way back one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, relax. Inhale, raise the legs up, straight knee or bent knee, it's okay, either way. As we exhale, drop the heels down to the floor. As we inhale, relax. As we exhale, power forward, rolling up to the toes. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, relax. Inhale, let's raise the legs. Exhale, lower the legs. Inhale, relax. Exhale, power forward. Reach the hands out over the toes. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, relax. Inhale, raise the legs. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, relax. Exhale, power forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, relax. One more round. Inhale, raise the legs. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, relax. Exhale, power forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bend the knees, pull the legs in towards the body, rock side to side, left and right. From this position, holding the knees in towards the chest, I want you to exhale. Turn the tailbone down towards the mat. See if you can't touch your tailbone to your mat. Take a few deep breaths here. Pulling the knees in towards the chest. Anytime we do core work, especially when we're raising our legs off to the floor, we use our lower back a lot. So we really need to make sure that we're resting it as much as we work it. From here, we're going to extend the legs out so that our shins are parallel to the floor or higher or lower. See what feels good to you. But parallel to the floor is a good place to start. We're going to reach our arms forward. We're going to lift our scapula off of the mat, so both shoulder blades up. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth. As you inhale, you're going to pulse your arms 5 times. As you exhale, you're going to pulse your arms 5 times. This is a Pilates movement, but it's really good for building up core muscles, but also for keeping your lower back safe. So inhale, pulse 5 times. Exhale, pulse 5 times. Keep going. Keep lifting your chin towards the ceiling, tongue to the roof of the mouth if the front of the neck starts to bother you. Keep pulsing, keep breathing. And then relax, pull the knees in towards the chest, rock it side to side. From here, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, and we're going to drop it down to the floor. So our ankles are touching the floor. Open through the inner thighs, knees are out to the side. Take several deep breaths here, opening up through the inner thighs, inviting your knees down to the floor. The closer your heels are to your torso, the more difficult it will be to get your knees close to the floor. But the farther away that you get, sometimes it puts a little more pressure on your knees. So you might need to move your legs around and find the right spot for you with where your heels are in relation to your torso. And also, if you get too far away from your torso, it places a lot of strain on the hips as well. So find that spot that works for you today. Take one more deep breath, looking for any sort of tension that you're holding, and as you exhale, relax it. And then gently bring the knees together, pull the knees in towards the torso. And from this position, we're going to cross the right leg over the left so that if our leg was straight, we'd be making the number 4, but upside down. We're going to place our hands behind our left thigh, bending the knee, hold it here. Feel an opening through the back of your hip. And then we're gently going to rock slightly to the left. So we're dropping our legs down towards the left as we exhale, and inhale, bringing it back up to a central spot. Exhale, dropping the foot down to the left. So it's almost like you're trying to touch your right foot to the floor. And return. Keep shifting slightly to the left, back to center as you feel it opening throughout different parts of your hip. One more deep breath. Exhale, drop. Inhale, return. Then unlace your fingers, unlace your toes, legs, rock side to side. And now we're bringing the left foot over the right. So my left ankle is over my right thigh. Lacing my hands behind the right thigh. Holding it here for a few moments, just feeling it open through the side of the hip, maybe in the back of the hip. And then as you exhale, drop to the right. So just a slight motion. I'm letting my legs fall slightly to the right and then bringing it back. So exhale, dropping to the right. Inhale, bringing it right back to center. Using your breath to look for any tension that you might have in the body. Use your exhale to relax that tension. Keep rocking side to side. Allowing your lower back to rest here because your back is being supported by the floor, so it doesn't have to work. We don't give our lower back very much rest throughout the day. So really use this time to relax the muscles in the lower back. And then unlace the feet, unlace the hands. We're going to bring it up to a seated position, however you wish. Now we're going to do that assessment that we started with. So one foot's in front of the other. Sit up as tall as we can, placing our palms down on the front of our knee, right at the base of our kneecap. Sit as tall as you can, rock side to side. Make sure that you're evenly distributed weight-wise. And then as you exhale, extend forward, just to the point where you feel like you're about to round out your lower back or your upper back. Then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale now, you can round out and reach forward. Keep using your exhales to relax between your neck, your back, your hips. See if you can get a little closer to the floor this time after doing some of these opening exercises. See what muscle groups that are holding you back from really extending out. See if you can't relax them using your exhale. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. From here, gently walk the hands back. And now we're going to shift so the other foot is in front. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure that your weight's evenly distributed front, back, side to side on your hips. Hands pointed down, palms to the bottom of the kneecap. Sit up as tall as you can, engage the upper back, open through the chest. Extend forward until you feel like you're about to round out. And then hold it here. See where you might feel tightness. What's holding you back? Inhale. And then exhale, round out. Drop down to the floor. Relax through the face. Allow your hips to relax. See if you're not a little closer to the floor this time around. Find some tension. Use your exhale to relax it. Relax the muscles in your face. One more deep breath in and out. And then we're going to walk our hands gently back. Sit up nice and tall. Place your feet wherever they're comfortable. So if you'd prefer to sit as you are now, if you like the other foot being in front, it's really up to you. We're going to place the palms down against the knees. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Close your eyes. Tuck your chin in. Bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth and focus on your inhale and your exhale. Allow your body to get a little bit heavier on the mat. Your spine is suspended over the hips and relax the muscles along the spine. Bring your awareness to the muscles in your face, in your jaw, and in your shoulders. Inhale, keep your awareness there. Exhale, relax those muscles. Bring your awareness on your next inhale into your arms and hands. As you exhale, relax. Let your hands be a little bit heavier against your legs. Let your shoulders be heavy. Your arms are heavy. With your next breath, bring awareness to your torso, your abdominals, your lower back, your chest, your upper back. And as you exhale, relax. Notice how your body changes as you relax. Allow your whole torso to be heavy on your hips. With your next inhale, bring your awareness to your hips. And as you exhale, relax those as well. A little bit heavier on the mat overall. Inhale, bring awareness to your legs and feet. They carry us through life. Give them a chance to relax right here and now. Exhale, relax. Take another deep breath for the legs. Inhale, bring your awareness to your legs. Exhale, allow them to be as heavy as possible. And then with the next few breaths, bring your awareness to your body as a whole. Inhale, be aware of your whole body. Exhale, try to relieve any tension that you might feel. Keep your mind focused on the body. Keep your mind focused on the breath. This is being present. Just you and your breath and your body. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. Inhale fully. Hold your inhale for a moment. Then exhale fully. Hold your empty breath for a moment and continue that breathing pattern. Inhaling fully, holding it for a moment. Exhaling slowly but fully, holding it for a moment. Keep your mind steadily focused on the breathing, the changes that you experience as you breathe. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back. Back to the breath. Back to the mat. And take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your awareness back to the space around you. You can open your eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to inhale, bringing our arms up overhead, palms together, allow them to touch. Rub the hands together as you bring it down to Anjali Mudra, palms together at heart center. And I wish you all namaste. Thank you so much for participating today. And I hope you found some openness in your hips and you feel a little more relaxed than when you came in. Thanks for coming.